Did you ever wonder if Tether is a reliable stablecoin? Just forget it. We have Havven. Coming up next. Welcome to Crypto Stamp. So today we're going to be talking about Havven. But first of all, let's be generous and hit the thumbs up on this video. So what is Havven? First of all, we're going to take a look at their price. They are currently at the price of 35 cents. The Havven project has two tokens, from which one is Havven and the other is Nomen. I will be explaining this later on in the video. So at which markets can you exchange the Havven token? You can buy it on KuCoin, IDEX, Cryptos, Gate.io, Tidex, Radar Relay, and DDX. But what is Havven? Well, Havven is a decentralized payment network and stablecoin. You could compare it to other stablecoins like, for example, Tether. But this is a little bit less shady than Tether. As you may know, there are a lot of shady things behind Tether, that they have audits which we don't have proof of, that they have backed Tether tokens which we don't really have proof of either. So Havven has another approach to this subject. So what is Havven? First of all, if you don't know what a stablecoin is, I will briefly explain it with some slides that Havven presented to us. Well, first of all, a stable coin is an asset that has price stability characteristics that make it suitable for short-term and medium-term use as a unit of account and store of value. As you may have noticed, which I do think you have, over the past year, the crypto market cap has been raising like hell. Of course, now it has been going down a bit, but you know from where we started in January 2017. Well, as you see here, in January 2017, we had a market cap of 18 billion, and at the end of the year, we even have a market cap of 700 billion. Of course, there is a lot of volatility in the markets, and this is where stablecoins come in handy. Have you ever wondered, if you are a longer term investor, if you are in cryptocurrencies since back in mid 2017 or earlier, have you ever wondered or ever thought, well, this is the moment to sell my cryptocurrencies for a while, exchange it to fiat currencies and wait for a dip to buy in at a better price again? Well, as you may know, the process for that is not that easy. Imagine if you bought Substratum tokens on Binance, you would have to sell your Substratum tokens to transfer your Bitcoin or Ethereum or LTC, in which you exchange your Substratum tokens, to an other exchange where you can transfer it to fiat currency, like for example Coinbase. Here you have to pay a lot of fees for, of course, you always have to consider the fees. And then on Coinbase you can finally transfer your or exchange your Bitcoin, LTC or Ethereum for fiat currency. Afterwards, you would have to send, if the price dipped, you would have to send you have to buy Bitcoin of Litecoin or Ethereum again to send it to Binance, to then buy Substratum again at a better price. But of course, with all those transactions, you had paid a lot of transaction fees. Well, for this, a stablecoin can come in handy. Binance at the moment has no stablecoins, but for example, Bittrex has, or Bitfinex. They have Tether, and here you have the option to sell, for example, your Substratum or your Substratum into Ether or Bitcoin, and then exchange it into Tethers, which is a currency backed by the dollar. Well, and this is what Havven also wants to accomplish. But first of all, let's take a look at the history of currencies. As we see, the first currency model was a commodity money. where you had golden coins that were backed by golden bars, just by gold itself. Then we had the representative money, the paper money of today, which was backed by gold. Now today we have fiat money, which is still paper money, but which is really backed by nothing except the government, in which we have to trust blindly without asking any questions. Well, Havven wants to back their coin Nomin with the Havven tokens. Havven tokens are the collateral of the Nomin, so that the Nomin price stays stable at around $1. But how do they do this? Well, the Havven system uses smart contracts to maintain the balance between the platform and the price of the stablecoin. As the value of the system changes, smart contracts adjust the number of stablecoins in circulation so that the price can stay around $1. But how does the collateral Havven get the valuation? Well, the system collects transaction fees from the Nomin from users, distributing these fees to the holders of collateral tokens. This to give the holders, an incentivize to keep holding on to the collateral, to the Havven tokens. This collateral tokens backs the issuance of the stablecoin Nomin. As transaction volume increase, the value of the collateral tokens will grow in line with the increasing utility of the system. So you see that there's a really well-made balance in between the Nomin stablecoin and the collateral Havven. So that was an explanation of how it will work. Here we have a use case. So if you still have any questions, I hope this will make it clear for you. So imagine Alice. Alice participates in the token sale of Havven. She sends 10 Ether to the smart contract worth 5,000 USD. The token sale closes and the value of the Havven collateral pool is established with with each Havven token worth $0.50. Alice's receives 10,000 Havens at the end of the sale through the smart contract. This collateration ratio, the system only allows 20% of the value of Havven to be issued as Nomins. So 20% of the Havens get issued as Nomins. This means there is a buffer of 80% against price change. Alice escrows her Havens. 1,000 Nomins worth $1 each are deposited in the Nomin pool. Alice's Nomins are sold by the Havven system for Ether, and the Ether is deposited in her wallet. Then, with the transaction fees, Bob purchases Nomins and sends them to his friend Carol. During the transfer, a small transaction fee is collected by the Havven system and sent to Alice and other Havven holders. So this is a bit an example for the ecosystem of Havven, how they will keep the Nomin price around $1 using Havven as collateral. But what is the real difference between Tether and Havven? Well, Havven wants to be transparent to their users. For example, they will be open source, so we will also be able to see what is happening in between the projects, something that is really not possible with Tether. Tether has really some shady stuff where you suddenly see that there is edits, that they have printed millions of extra Tether without no apparent reason, without no real evidence that this is backed by the dollars. And Havven has this difference. Now we're gonna take a look at their team. I really wanted to take a look at their white paper. I did go through their white paper, but it's really technical with a lot of formulas, which I don't think will be really interesting for you. So if you still wanted to take a look at their white paper, you can take a look at it at their website, of course. I'll leave a link down below for their website. Now let's take a look at their team. Well, they have this project is from Australia, so they have a lot of Australian people, not really known here in the Western world. If Australia is also from the Western world, excuse me, but they're primarily Australian people or people that are students in Australia working on this project. They have quite a large team, which is always nice, and their advisory board also is quite big. I do not know these companies where the advisories work, but whatever. Let's take a look at their founder, Kane Warwick. Before launching Havven, Kane built the largest cryptocurrency payment platform in Australia. So here you see that these are people with quite some experience in the cryptocurrency market. So now let's take a look at their social networks. We have a huge Telegram group, Havven Official, with 77,000 members. I did read that they also have a second group with a second Telegram Havven group with almost 30,000 members. So they have two quite big groups compared with other cryptocurrencies. Then their Twitter page has only 11k followers, which is still not bad. They are pretty active. They try to post daily. Now their last post was the 2nd of April. Today is just turned the 4th of April, so they haven't uploaded on the 3rd of April, but as you can see, they almost upload every 2 to 3 days, which is more than enough. Then their Reddit page has 1,000 readers. As you can see here, quite not a big community on Reddit, but a small but humble community, which is also nice to have. Well, this was Havven. I hope you liked this small but informative review, and if you did, please like below and comment what was your best performing token or coin today. I hope you subscribe to my channel if you want more content from me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.